The first time I saw her, I almost couldn't believe my eyes. In the harsh neon glow of the derelict spaceport, amidst a chaos of smoke and sparking machinery, stood a figure unlike anything I'd ever encountered. Her skin shimmered with an iridescent blue hue, her eyes deep gold with a luminescence that seemed almost liquid. She moved with a grace I could never hope to emulate, yet there was fear in her stance. She was the alien princess of Xyrian, a planet known across the galaxy for its technological marvels and volatile politics. Her ship had been ambushed by space pirates, or so I later learned, and she had crash-landed on this forgotten outpost. I was nothing more than a salvage pilot, scraping by in the outer rim, but fate had chosen me as her savior. "You shouldn't be here," I muttered, stepping cautiously toward her. I had seen enough galactic skirmishes to know that approaching a royal figure from a hostile planet could be deadly. Her gaze met mine, and for a moment, it was as if the universe had stopped. There was a silent plea in those golden eyes, one that transcended species, language, and fear. I need your help," she said, her voice melodic yet tinged with urgency. "Please. If I stay here, they will find me. They will kill me." I hesitated. I had no weapons strong enough to confront space pirates, no reinforcements, nothing but my small freighter and a few rusty blasters. But something in her eyes stirred something in me. It wasn't heroism. It was instinct, pure and unreasoned. "Get in," I said finally, motioning toward my ship. "I don't know how, but I'll get you out of here." The escape. The pirates didn't wait. As we lifted off the planetary surface, a barrage of energy bolts lit the sky behind us. My ship shuddered under the assault, alarms blaring. I twisted the controls with every ounce of skill I had, weaving through the crumbling spires of the outpost. "Hold on," I shouted as we shot through the debris field. She grabbed the console, her fingers brushing against mine. There was a brief, shocking warmth in that touch, a connection that was impossible to ignore. "Why are you helping me?" she asked, her voice steadier than I expected. I didn't answer immediately. How could I explain that I didn't know myself? Maybe it was fate, maybe it was madness, or maybe some cosmic instinct had decided we were meant to survive together. "Because if I don't, I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life," I said finally. The engines roared as we broke through the atmosphere. The pirate ship followed, but my old freighter had one advantage: unpredictability. I led them into a nebula, the dense gas clouds giving us cover. The pirate ship faltered, sensors scrambling, and we made our escape. She leaned back against her seat, breathing heavily. "You're brave," she whispered. Not a compliment I was used to, but I felt my heart pound at her words. "Or stupid," I muttered, trying to sound casual. A stranger in a strange world. Over the next few days, we traversed the void together, heading toward a safe zone of trading colonies on the edge of the galaxy. She told me her name, Lyra, the youngest daughter of Xyrian's ruling family. The pirates had been after her because of a secret she carried, a data crystal containing the location of a lost energy source capable of unimaginable power. If it fell into the wrong hands, it could tip the balance of power across the galaxy. I had never dealt with politics on a galactic scale. My world was one of salvage, credits, and scraps. But somehow, I found myself swept into her story, listening to her describe her planet's majestic floating cities, the sapphire rivers that glowed under twin moons, and the palace where she had been raised with luxury unimaginable. "You'll see one day," she said softly, "but right now, the galaxy is dangerous. And so am I by association." Her words carried weight, but I only saw one truth. I couldn't leave her side. The pursuit. Our respite was short-lived. The pirates weren't the only ones hunting Lyra. Factional rivals from her own world had learned of her escape, sending assassins and bounty hunters across the stars. Each encounter tested our resolve. There were times when the freighter's shields failed, times when I thought we wouldn't survive the night. In those moments, she wasn't a princess. She was a partner in survival, and I realized that her refusal to leave my side was no longer about fear. It was about trust. "I won't leave," she said one night, as we drifted near an uncharted asteroid field. "Not now, not ever." I looked at her, the dim glow of the cockpit lighting her face, and felt the truth settle between us. Good, because neither will I. It wasn't just survival anymore. It was something more, something neither of us could name in the vacuum of space. The battle for freedom. The final confrontation came sooner than expected. A squadron of advanced fighters from her home planet intercepted us, near the edge of the Andromar system. I knew they wouldn't negotiate. Their orders were clear: bring Lyra back at any cost. "Dock with me," I said, scanning the nearest abandoned space station for cover. "No," she said immediately, her eyes fierce. "We fight. Together." Her confidence surprised me, but it was infectious. I powered up the freighter's hidden weaponry, a set of railguns I had secretly installed during repairs, and we prepared for battle. The station's corridors became our battlefield. We ambushed the first wave of soldiers, moving with a precision that only desperation and trust could create. Lyra fought with agility and strength that seemed almost superhuman. I covered her, dodging energy blasts, returning fire with calculated shots. "Keep moving," I shouted as she took down the last of the attackers. When the smoke cleared, we stood together, breathing heavily, covered in grime, but victorious. She turned to me, and for the first time, the facade of royalty softened completely. "You saved me," she whispered, "and I won't leave you." I laughed, a raw sound of relief and disbelief. "You're stuck with me now, like it or not." A new beginning. We returned to the trading colonies under assumed identities. Lyra was no longer a princess in the eyes of those who sought her, but she was free, and that was all that mattered. In the quiet moments aboard the freighter, she would talk about her dreams for her planet, for peace, for a future where she could live without fear. And I would listen, fascinated by her vision, inspired by her courage. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. We repaired the ship, traded for supplies, and learned to trust the galaxy again, together. Her refusal to leave my side had become a bond neither of us fully understood, but we didn't need to. Survival had forged it, and trust had solidified it. One evening, as we drifted past a glowing gas giant, she rested her head against my shoulder. "I think," she said softly, "that I belong here, with you." I swallowed, unsure of how to respond to a truth I had been feeling all along. "And I wouldn't have it any other way," I murmured. In the endless void of space, amidst danger, uncertainty, and cosmic wonders, we had found something rare: connection. Love, perhaps, or the closest thing to it in a galaxy filled with chaos. And for the first time in our lives, we were no longer running from the universe. We were running with it together. The stars stretched endlessly around us, and I knew that whatever challenges awaited, we would face them side by side. The alien princess I had saved had refused to leave my side, and somehow I realized I never wanted her.